Hi, I'm Gavin Glakas. Welcome to my workshop. In this workshop, we're going to be painting direct sunlight and looking directly into the sun and talking about how to create those effects of aerial perspective, of depth, of blazing warm sunlight that just pervades everything in your painting. And we'll talk a lot about how to control color. Not just how to pursue it and how to try to find the color and mix something that works, but how to take color and just use it for your own ends and explore it and experiment and push it and pull it, and how to use color to really create atmosphere. I think one thing that's really holding students back is really just understanding color, understanding how to take it and use it for your own ends. And I'm going to lay out some really simple questions to ask yourself, which will hopefully get you past the point of just chasing color and trying to find the right color, and get you to the point where color becomes a toy for you to play with, that you can just use and push and pull for whatever ends you're trying to achieve. I think another thing that's really holding students back is a hesitancy to break away from the photograph. So we're going to talk about ways to just use the photograph for your own creative ends and how to make decisions about what to include and what not to include, rather than just trying to reproduce something that may or may not have a lot of artistic merit in its own right. So one of the first decisions I make whenever I'm setting out to paint something is, what's the feel that I want? What's the mood? I don't start with subject matter. I start with that feel. Sometimes I want dark and dangerous. Sometimes I want glorious and optimistic. And in this one, we're going to be painting direct sunlight. I want to really explore how warm, how optimistic, how positive it can feel. And we're going to talk about all of the steps we can take, the tangible steps we can take to really infuse the painting with warmth, both in terms of color and in terms of emotion. I think that anybody who's encountered all the problems that I've encountered in learning how to paint would be the perfect fit for this workshop. Anybody who's ever had trouble with color, anybody who's had trouble with depth, anybody who's had trouble trying to get their painting to really exude the feeling that they have. We say to ourselves, I want my painting to feel like this. I want it to really communicate this, and then we don't quite get there. I'm going to talk about all of the tangible steps we can take to get our paintings to have mood, to really communicate a feel. And I'm going to be talking about how to break away from the photograph and to use the photograph just as the first step on a much longer, much more creative, much more exciting journey. If I want to turn people loose and help them really execute their ideas. So join me on this adventure and we'll get into how to deal with sunlight and color and depth and atmosphere.